Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do my favorites video. I'm probably gonna include a little bit of December and January. In December I didn't do a favorites and I feel like I haven't done it in such a long time, but it's one of my favorite videos to watch and I think it gives people a good idea of just what they enjoy during that month. So if you guys are interested, continue watching. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you enjoy the channel, and let's get talking. I think January was the month of foundations. There's been such good foundations that came out, and I'm going to talk about two of them that have become favorites. One is better than the other, but I will start with my second favorite, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This foundation is really nice. It blends into the skin. You will get a good medium coverage. My only issue with this one is that I can't build it up too much. If I start building it up too much, I feel like it gathers and it looks a little bit heavy on the skin. It also, I feel it more on the skin. So I need to be careful with this one to not build it up too much. But it has a good medium coverage, so I don't have the need to build it up a lot. This is what I'm wearing today, and I think it looks really pretty. I've actually had this makeup on for a while because I had to go so many places. We had a party, went out for dinner. So I've had this for all day long pretty much. And I think it looks really, really pretty on the skin still. Another thing, the color is beautiful on me. I am wearing 4N and I think it is a beautiful, perfect match. I love the undertone that it has. It's a good neutral color. And I really like the packaging. It has a pump and we all love pump. And for me, this kind of packaging is also satisfying because I can kind of see it when I'm using it. So for me, it's like satisfying to see how much I've used and that I got my money's worth. It's a mental thing. But I'm really enjoying this one. But the one I enjoy even more is one that I have talked about so much, and that is the Chanel #1. This is in B30 and it's a decent match. When I'm super light, I feel like it's just a hair too dark, but I'm usually have a tan, so it works really well. Now, this foundation to me is perfect in almost every way, except the price. I just love the way it sits on the skin. I love the way it like filters my skin. I think my pores look so smooth. I love the coverage that I get. I get a light to medium coverage, but this one compared to this one, I can definitely build it up. I feel like I could build up 4 times and it still looks good. It doesn't look cakey around my fine lines. It does not get in between my fine lines whatsoever. And it's just perfect. It's perfect in every way for me. I definitely think I have found just a foundation that is me. I absolutely love this foundation and I know it's a lot of money, but I think it's well worth the money. It does have a scent though, and I know some people are sensitive to that, but the scent isn't overpowering. I don't even notice it unless I like smell it, but I don't notice it on my face or throughout the day. I do not have sensitive skin, so I can kind of put whatever on my skin and I will not break out. So take that as it is. Now, I do want to mention that the Charlotte Tilbury also wears really nice. Like, it doesn't really get into my pores or my smile lines. It really is a beautiful foundation. It's just a little, it feels thicker on the skin, and this feels like nothing. So for me, the way foundation feels, it's just so important because throughout the day, I don't want to feel like I have foundation on. I want to feel like I just have just fresh skin. Moving on to concealers. So I have rediscovered the Dior Concealer. I actually have the Dior foundation here. That's kind of like an product. It's not a huge fail, but it's not a favorite. I feel like that one definitely shows texture more than I would like it. But I rediscovered the Dior Concealer Skin Correct. This is in 2N and it is almost gone. Like, I have to scrape the sides to get the product out. And it is such a beautiful concealer. It has such a interesting feel to it. It's almost whipped. And it gives you very, very good coverage. It's right there. And I just love everything about this concealer. It doesn't look heavy under the eyes, but it gives the coverage. I love the way it feels, the way it blends in. It's just a really good concealer. And as I said, it's pretty much gone. I need to repurchase it. The next concealer is one that I've tried like this week, and it is becoming a favorite. I know it. It's what I'm wearing right now, and that is this Kledupo Concealer. I love this. I find this concealer to be sophisticated, very natural, yet very effective. I don't feel like I'm wearing makeup when I have this on. I have it right now, and I feel like it just perfects my skin without it looking like makeup, and it lasts so well. Again, I had this on most of the day, and I feel like my under eyes look really good. I did repowder right before I filmed just to make sure everything looked nice, but I think it is a beautiful concealer. It is so expensive, but I don't know, if I use it all, it's probably going to be worth the money for me, because you know, I don't mind spending a lot on makeup. It's just my job. It's kind of what I do. It's what brings me joy. So for me, definitely it's worth it. But, you know, I'm sure you can find, you know, similar concealers. Somebody mentioned that the Bare Minerals has a similar one that's really good. I have not tried it, but I'm curious about it. I would be curious to try to find a dupe for this one, because I really don't like stick concealers whatsoever in general. Every one that I've tried, I really didn't like. I thought it looked heavy and just textury under the eyes, but this one doesn't. It's thick enough where it sticks to your skin and it lasts long, but it's thin enough and blendable enough that it just perfects, and it just goes over your skin without showing texture. So I like it because the texture, even though it feels thicker, I mean, I feel like I'm making this sound terrible, but because it's not super thin, it doesn't get into everything. It almost like covers the skin, and it does not emphasize any lines. It's just amazing, but it's blendable. It's a very, I wouldn't say it's a very emollient, because it is emollient, but not too much. It's not too glossy. It doesn't slip and slide. It's just a good formula. I'm just gonna leave it there. All right, for contouring, the only one that I've discovered, it's this Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade Happy Soul, and I really have been enjoying this one. I think it's great quality. It blends in very easily, and I enjoy the color. It's not super cool tone, but I can use it as a bronzer and contour. I really enjoy it. It's fast, easy. I like it that it's in a stick and I can just blend it out. And it's just a beautiful one. This is the color right here. And it almost has a powdery finish once it's blended in. It's an interesting formula for sure, but a beautiful one. And the price is right. It's not very expensive, and I think the quality is great. Also, with that, they came out with this powder as well, and I feel like I've seen kind of mixed reviews about this powder. I have mine in light medium, and in a way it's a little dark for me, but in a way it's like perfect because it has a peachy undertone. I do feel like it kind of cancels the darkness under my eyes. You could definitely use just a corrector for that, but I like this. I think it's matte enough that it smooths my under eyes, and it definitely has that peachiness that corrects it. But because it has that peachiness, sometimes if I put a little bit too much, you can see it because it is a little darker. So I'm interested to get the lighter version of this one. But it's, to me, it's beautiful. I feel like it blurs my under eyes. I don't use a lot. Again, I just don't use a lot of powder in general. I use it very little right here to set my concealer, maybe a little bit on the T-zone, and that's about it. But I really enjoy the powder. In December and January, I have discovered Victoria Beckham Beauty, and it has become just really up there as a brand. I find it to be one of my favorite brands. And this is the bronzer from them. This is in the medium shade, and this I think is becoming my favorite bronzer that I own. I don't even know why. I think the color is perfect. It's not too warm. It's not too cool tone. It's not too red. It's just perfect for me. Again, I am wearing the shade 2. And the way this blends on the skin, it is perfection. It just blurs my skin, and it blends in so well that you don't know where it starts, where it finishes. You don't see it on the skin, but it gives you the color. And I like that you have 2 options, like the lighter and the darker one. So if I'm a little bit more fair, I could just do the lighter one. Or if, you know, I'm a little more tan. Most of the time I kind of mix both of them, and I find this powder to be so finely milled, so soft, and so blendable. I just enjoy this so much. Again, the packaging sucks. It doesn't close. Now they did refund me. I asked for a replace because I wanted a good packaging, but they were all sold out. So they just gave me my money back. I feel like, see, if I push real hard, I can kind of make it work. So it's fine with me, but just know that I've heard a few other people saying that the packaging doesn't close well, but their customer service is really good. Also from Victoria Beckham, I have discovered the tiny eyeshadow palette. I have mine in the color Tweed, and you know, I've heard so many people rave about this little palette, and I couldn't understand why these basic colors. And I think it's just the colors are so daily friendly, but you can zhuzh them up, you can darken up your look. This color right here is definitely my favorite, and I love that they give you a big chunk of it because I use it the most. I use it in my crease, I use it all over. It's just beautiful, and I love the undertone. The one I wear least is this red one, which I'm kind of surprised because I really thought that I would wear this a little bit more, but I tend to go for these 3 ones. I really like this one to darken up the look a little bit at the lash line. This is a beautiful color as well. It's just such a practical palette. It's nothing crazy. It's no shimmer, but if I'm in a rush, this is what I pick for because I know that I will get a beautiful blend, a beautiful fast look that looks sophisticated, and I really enjoy it. It's tiny, and I actually really enjoy that it's so small. Also, her liners, I literally have a place just for them. I have all her colors, and I think that they are just so beautiful, so blendable. On me, they last really well. I put them in my waterline. I smudge them. I've done multiple looks with them, and I find them to be probably the best liners I own. Moving on to a few other eyeshadows. I have also tried this Natasha Denona Mini Biba palette, and I really enjoy this little guy. It's kind of basic. It's kind of, you know, nothing spectacular. Everything works. Everything is good. It's kind of reminding me a little bit, not the color story, just when I want to use it. The same with this one from Victoria Beckham. When I'm in a rush, when I don't have to think about it, when I just need to put something to look pretty, I go for this one. Now this one pulls pretty pinky peachy, so just know that. I have a full dedicated video on it, but it's really nice. This middle color is very nice and punchy, and it's just a good basic, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this one right here. This is the Mcgrath Bridgetone, and I didn't give it the best review. I didn't give it a terrible review, but I don't know, I just didn't think that it was all that. But I do have to say that the actual formula is really, really nice. I really enjoy these three right here. Obviously this one, everybody likes it because it's like punchy and it's like something unique and it's a beautiful blue. I don't love the pinks. I'm just not a huge, I like pinks, but not these kind of pinks. Those are just too much. But this one right here, I wore it quite a bit, this color. I find it so, so beautiful and flattering on my skin tone. Look at that. It's so pretty, isn't it? And you can definitely tap the really bright shade now very gently. And I think it gives such a unique look. Like I tapped it very lightly and see, it just, I think it looks just something, it's interesting, you know? Now, if you pack this one, it can be a bit too aggressive, but if you just slightly just give it a shine, I think it's just such a beautiful color. I wish the packaging was smaller for what you get. Like you don't get that many shades, and I feel like there's a lot of wasted space. So you could literally have packed all these three in just this much, and that would have been so much better for me. I hate wasted space. I hate having chunky things. So I think just overall the packaging, it was not my favorite, but the product inside is really nice. And I have found myself reaching for it more and more. Maybe because it was here, like sitting on my table, but I do think it's a beautiful product. Okay, another thing I've kind of changed my mind, and that is definitely because of you guys. It's on this Chanel quad. This is the Mediterranean, and I liked it initially. I thought it was nice. I thought it was pretty, but I couldn't understand the price for just for shadows that are so tiny and they look the same. I've had a couple people saying to wet them, and I don't know why I didn't think about it, because many times I do wet my shadows and I wet them now, and let me tell you, it changes the formula. It's kind of like the Tom Ford wet to dry formula. Yeah, or dry to wet. I always get confused, but it just intensifies it and it looks so much better on the lid. So you could definitely use this like this and have a very simple, sophisticated look. I almost think of these as just a one and done shadow. So I really have enjoyed this color right here. This is just has that green color, and I really like it with like brown eyes. I think it looks really nice. And this one right here, it's like a beautiful taupey color as well. These are just very simple, elegant. It's nothing crazy. They're just elegant. And this one right here is the only one that has a bit of glitter in it. It's this one right here, the lightest one, but it's nice and elegant. This one right here is the peachy one. This, I wish it wasn't here. I wish they gave me something else, because I have just so many peachy colors, and I think they kind of just blend into my skin, and I don't see that color a ton. But wearing them wet definitely has just vamped them up, and I've learned to just look at Chanel differently. Don't expect Pat McGrath. It's just more of an elegant, soft look. I still think the price is way too much for what it is, but I did enjoy it, and I wore it more than I thought I would. Again, it was here, and I've just learned to work with it, and I actually really enjoy it. All right, some blushes. Let me tell you, I've discovered some amazing blushes. I'm going to start with Chanel, since we talked about that one, and this is what I'm wearing right now, and it is the Peau Rosé. This is such a beautiful blush. It has a gold shift to it, and this one you gotta build up. It is light, so if you are darker than me, I don't know if this is for you. They have a darker version as well that looks beautiful, and I'm tempted to get it. But this is a beautiful blush. It blends into the skin so well. You can build it up. I feel like I could even build it up now because I've had it all day and I haven't reapplied it. So it does last well and it has a beautiful just finish to it. Also, I've discovered this brush that works good with this. It's the Rephr 19. And, you know, initially the brush I was using wouldn't pick up enough color. And so I was like trying this one and I think it picks it up so much better. I think it's a blush, the brush blush I'm going to use from now on. Oh, it's just so stunning. It definitely has a glow. You do not need to have a highlighter if you wear this. But as you can see, I have to go back in there and get some more color because it is so light. Also, the mirror on this is like so sharp. I thought my makeup looks good, and then you look into this mirror and you're like, wow, I see everything. But I just adore this blush. I think it just gives such life to the cheeks and glow without it being like glittery or anything like that. I really enjoyed this blush. But let me tell you, I have discovered my new favorite cream blushes, and that is these right here, the Danessa Myricks. I forced myself to not use these today because I've used them in a few videos, and so I wanted to show you guys how this one looks like. But these have become just brilliant product. They've become my favorite product at the moment. I think these are just so easy to use, so blendable, so multi-use. You can use them on your lips, you can use them on your cheeks, you could even use them on your eyes. It'll crease though. But these have such a beautiful finish. You will glow in the best way and it lasts all day long. I don't know how she did it. They are just stunning. I love the colors. I was very intimidated when I first saw this one right here. I was like, ooh, that's super dark. But no, it's not. You could definitely use them. So that is the light one. And I think it's beautiful. Now, I've had trouble in the past with this one right here pretty much melting. And they did send me another one. I will say that it's still a little more liquid than other ones, but nothing bad. Like it's normal pretty much. I'm just nitpicking. And then I will swatch this one. This is the dark one that intimidated me, and I was like, oh, that's for like deep skin tones, but you can wear them. And even if you're deeper skin tone, I feel like you could pull off some of these colors because they're pigmented enough. Look at those colors. I mean, aren't those just perfect? Like these first two are like my perfect blush. I've been wearing them so much. The formula is incredible. They blend in so well, and the brush I have found that works really well with this is Rephr number 4, and I'll tell you why. It's because it fits so well in here. It fits so well in here. My bigger ones, like, I had a really hard time fitting that in there, and it was just frustrating me, and I like the angle of this one, and I've just used it with this. These are definitely cream, so you know, I'm taking care of them, the brushes, and trying to clean them up, but it's a good combination. So these, I cannot say enough good things. They have just, they made me happy when I use them. I put them on the cheeks and I feel like I'm glowing, like the whole makeup looks just so fresh and glowy. It's glowy. If you do not like glowy cheeks, do not come close to this. But I just think they are a brilliant product, and if you're interested, definitely try them. I think you won't regret it because they're so beautiful. And I initially ordered them more for my kit, thinking like, oh, this is brilliant to have for my kit. But no, I want to have these for my own because they're on my desk right here. I use them almost every single day for the lips, for the cheeks. I find them so easy and so beautiful. Now, of course, I have to mention these from Westman Atelier. These are the super loaded tinted highlighter. Now, I have the Peau de Peche and the rose one. And there's definitely glitter in the rose one. Absolutely. Yet I still like it. It's just, you need to know what you're getting yourself into. First of all, I love that they put gold on this one and silver on this one. That way I know which one's which. So I know what to pick for. But the gold one, it shows up on me much more. I'll swatch it right here for you. I try to, nope, let's swatch it on the other hand. This hand is already, I took over with a blush. I will give you a pretty good swatch here. You can see that it's definitely more pinky and it shines a little bit more on me just because of the color. Now there is glitter in here. However, I don't really notice it on my skin. Here and there a little bit, and that doesn't bother me because the glitter, I find it to be soft enough. It's definitely there. So if you're somebody that hates any glitter on your cheeks, don't get that color. Like the Peau de Peche is just seamless. Like this is it right here. The Peau de Peche and the rose one. And the Peau de Peche, even though it's darker, I still use it as a highlighter. I have it on today, and I think it is a product that you don't know what that person has on. It's just beautiful. Like you don't know, wait, is it a highlighter? But I don't see anything on the skin, but her skin is glowing. It's one of those products that it's kind of just everything you want, like a blush. There's a deeper color as well that could be a bronzer topper. It's a highlighter. It's just such a good color. And I'm just afraid that I'm going to hit pan soon because I use it every single day. And the rose one, I actually use it decent enough. Definitely Peau de Peche is my all-time favorite. Now, I do enjoy this one. And, you know, I'll add just a little bit on top so you can kind of see that it just becomes a little bit more intense. See that? That just elevated it a little bit, but again, you do have a little bit of glitter in there. Again, I don't mind it. I like it. I'm still gonna use it, but it is not quite exactly like the Peau de Peche. This could definitely be like a blush topper. That would be so beautiful. So you see, it just kind of took it a little bit higher, like the glow, and put a little bit here, and then even on your nose you can put it. And I just use my finger right now, but my favorite brush to use is this one from Sonia G. This is the classic base, and I got another one. It's in the mail. It should arrive tomorrow. Super excited because I always have to wipe that down because I use that for my contour, and I have to wipe it down and put my highlighter on. Talking about brushes, let me just mention two favorite brushes from Rephr that just I adore. I'm trying to find, oh, here it is. First one is the number 31. It's like the foundation stippling one. I think this brush is just so good. I love that it's a little stiffly, so you can even use this as for your blush, like liquid, like this would work really well. But it is so soft and it blends the foundation in so well. It doesn't apply too much, so you can definitely like buff it out. And I love the handle. I love it's kind of chunky, but it's easy to use and it's so soft, blends in foundation amazing. I really like it. I don't love a lot of stippling brushes, but that one I really like it because just here at the top, but all throughout, it's not very feathery. That's what it is. It's pretty densely packed, and I think that's what makes it blend in so easily. And also it's kind of like at an angle, if you can see here, a slight angle. And that really helps just around the corners. And another one is the Rephr number 30, and I use this, obviously it's dirty. is my blush. I used to use this one right here all the time. This is from Sonia G. It's an old discontinued one, and I still really love it when I want to be a little bit more precise. So if I just want a little bit here, if I want just a little bit here, just to contour a little bit with a powder, definitely this is better because it's just smaller and it's a little bit pointier. But this one, just for an all over, I think it is so beautiful. It doesn't apply too much. It blends it in nice, and it's extremely soft. Wow, I have talked for such a long time. Okay, a few lip products and one mascara, and I think that's it. Okay, so for lip, again, Victoria Beckham has taken over, and I have discovered her lip liners. This is in number 2. I have number 3 and 4, and number 2 is definitely the one for me. It's what I'm wearing right now. I think that lip liner is so good, so easy to blend, but it's stiff enough that it stays in place, and I just adore the color. And also her lipsticks, the Posh lipsticks. I have Spice, Pose, and I have another one, Twist maybe? And I don't know where it is. It's probably my purse, but I really enjoy them. I think that they are glossy and they give enough pigment. And then another lipstick that I really enjoy is from Givenchy, and this is the number 10, I think. And I broke mine, which I don't know why this happens. Like this, look at this. Like this is a $30-something lipstick, and my Lisa Eldridge ones are doing similar, and my Charlotte Tilbury. Like, I feel like these lipsticks should not do this at how much we're paying for them. Anyway, I do love the formula. This actually, I just discovered today that it had, it was like coming off, but that's the color. And I think what I like about this, that it's like a sheer matte velvet formula. That's exactly the name, and that's exactly what it is. It's kind of sheer, it's kind of velvety, and it's matte, all in one. And I think it is a unique formula. I really like it. It's easy to put it on. I have 2 other colors. I have, I think, color 16 and 27, and I really like those. They're a little more reddish, pinky, but this is the more neutral one. But I'm really bummed that, you know, that it's kind of coming off. Also, the packaging is beautiful, but it's so dirty. Like, anyway, another lip product, and that's my last lip product, is a Westman Atelier found. And if you know me at all, you know I'm not the biggest gloss person, but this one is an expensive one. I have the shade Nunu, and I love putting this on. I think it's the initial just like, whoa, it just plumps your lips, not physically, just looks like they're plumper. It has a shine to it. It's super glossy, and it works with pretty much any lipstick I have. I'm going to add just a little bit more. See how glossy that is? And they're so comfortable, but there's a negative. They don't last very long. And so, you know, it's super expensive. I love the finish. I love that it's not sticky whatsoever. And that's probably why they're not lasting super long, because they're not sticky. I think they're so pretty. I really like that color. I like the formula. It's expensive, but it's a good one. Okay, let me mention one mascara that I like, but I have an issue with it. This is the Ysl Mascara. It is a beautiful packaging. It has a beautiful applicator. It's big applicator. It makes my lashes look really nice. However, I find it's so hard to come off. I use my pharmacy, is it pharmacy? I think so. Like the melting oil that melts pretty much anything waterproof. It's not coming off. I use the Lancome like oil base remover, and it's still a little bit there. It's such a pain to remove. And it is kind of dry in the tube, which I actually love, but I'm wondering if it's gonna dry out quicker than it should. Okay, and that is all for today. I feel like I was like talking 100 miles an hour Probably doesn't seem like that because I usually talk kind of slow, but for me, this was fast. Good job, Tanya. I had somebody say that it's boring. The way you talk is boring. So now I'm like, okay, do I have to talk faster? You know, all these comments that are either mean or like not very well intended. It's not that they hurt me. Like, I don't feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. Or somebody commented about my brows, they're just too much, or things like that. Like, it doesn't affect me, but I remember them. I read every single comment. I try to respond to every single one. And the mean ones, like, I remember word for word what they said. But anyway, when you leave a comment, not just me, anywhere, your words affect the other person that you're commenting on. And when you comment on the way they look or the way they talk, things that they can't really change, just don't do it. However, I can count on my hands how many mean comments I got. And I have gotten so much love and support and kind comments. I mean, hundreds, thousands of sweet comments. And I feel like there's such a good community. People are so loving. It is just incredible that we can connect and that you guys have so many kind words and you take the time to comment on my video and encourage me and tell me that it was helpful or ask about my daughter or the family. Or it's just, it blows me away to know that, like, there's people out there that connect with me, and I feel like I'm becoming friends with many of you guys. We talk on Instagram, we talk on YouTube. I love you guys. I am so thankful for you, and thank you for all the comments and support. All right, that was it. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.